start off with a public hearing, July 20th, 2026, at 4 o'clock. Alger County Board of Commissioners will hold a public hearing for the proposed of discussion, the proposed spending of the Title III money. Call to order. And then brief public comment.
Do we go to the podium?
For Title III money?
No. I'm
Going twice. 3 times, no public comment. Any comment from the board? Nope. Closed public hearing. Now, call to order Alger County Board of Commissioners meeting. Roll call.
Wyatt Seaver.
Here.
Mickey Rondo.
Here.
Dan Seaver.
Here.
Mike Middleton.
Here.
Bob Hughes.
Starts off the pledge of allegiance, Nick.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Brief public comment.
Do we go up or can we stand here?
You got a podium or you got a, whatever you want.
Big crowd.
Good afternoon, I'm Melissa Carlson. I've lived in Alger County for the majority of my life. It's my home. I've raised my kids here. My youngest just graduated high school. I've worked here, volunteered here, dedicated much of my time to serving this community. Over the years, I've served on the hockey board. I volunteered from scouting from the time my kids were in first grade all the way through all of their rank advancements, served on the Booster Club, and participated in many other community service efforts. Professionally, I'm a licensed mental health therapist. I've been working in the mental health field in the UP for over 15 years. For 5 of those years, I worked for the health department as a school-based therapist in Munising Public Schools. Because of both my professional experience and my involvement in this community, I know firsthand that access to mental health services in Alger County has been inadequate for decades. I graduated from Munising High School in 2000. It was an issue back then and it continues to be an issue today. The 2022 Community Health Needs Assessment found that our county has approximately 1 mental health provider for every 1,500 residents, compared with roughly 1 provider for every 330 residents statewide. That disparity speaks for itself. There is additional data available through the Munising Memorial Hospital that's public access. There's a ton of data on there on the mental health needs in our community. This is why the work of the health department and the oversight provided by the Board of Health is so important. The decisions made by that board directly affect the health, well-being, and access to services for the people of Alger County, specifically our underserved population and our most vulnerable, our children. As you know, this board appoints 2 representatives from our county to serve on the Board of Health. In the letter and supporting exhibits included in your packets last week, I asked you to consider whether the current appointments are serving the best interests in our community. The statements included in those materials raise serious concerns about whether decisions are being guided by evidence, public health data, and the needs of our residents they represent. My request is pretty simple. Please evaluate whether the current appointees are effectively fulfilling their responsibility to represent the health interests of this community. If you determine that another individual would better serve Alger County in the mission of the Board of Health, I ask that you make that appointment. Thank you.
Thank you. Any others?
Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Wendy Young and I have worked in mental health for the past 40 years, including more than 30 as a licensed clinical therapist. For the past 15 years, I have served children through the LMAS District Health Department, most recently as the clinical lead for children's mental health services across Luce, Mackinac, Schoolcraft, and Alger counties. And I have one question today. Who in Alger County is looking out for the children? Last year, 5 of the 7 therapists that serve this region for the LMAS District Health Department left their posts. That fact alone should have prompted serious questions. As a result, many children lost access to clinicians. In the rural Upper Peninsula, children do not simply go to find somebody else for services. For many families, there is nowhere else to turn. Those clinicians did what professionals are expected to do. They raised their concerns and brought them to the LMAS Board of Health, the governing body responsible for oversight and accountability. Children's safety depends on systems that work. When concerns are brought forward, they deserve careful review. When oversight fails, it is the children who bear the consequences. And in an email thread about children's mental health care, one of your, appointed commissioners recently suggested that the problem is primarily one of parenting. And I would agree that parents are the greatest influence in a child's life. But after more than 3 decades as a child therapist, I can tell you that many children who are seeking services come from loving, committed families that are facing trauma, serious mental illness, abuse, grief, and developmental disorders. Many of these children whom I've sat across from for years. And mental health is healthcare. We should never suggest that parenting alone would prevent diabetes, asthma, or cancer, and we should give mental illness the same level of understanding. This is about preserving access to ethical, evidence-based care to some of the most vulnerable children in our state. As a Master of Social Work, and a Master of Social Work is not simply a big degree, it represents graduate level education, supervised clinical training, state licensure, and ongoing legal accountability to professional standards designed to protect the public. Today, I stand here before you and I ask you as elected officials who serve the County Board of Health to revisit how concerns raised by clinical professionals are received, examined, and acted upon. Oversight is not a formality, it is a safeguard. Accountability is not about assigning blame. It is about asking difficult questions, expecting integrity from public officials, and ensuring that the systems entrusted to care for vulnerable children are worthy of the public's trust. If 5 of 7 therapists left a mental health program, that should never be the end of the conversation. It should be just the beginning. So I'm gonna end where I started. Who in Alger County is looking out for the children? Thank you.
Can I ask a question for 1 second?
Yes.
Why do you think they left? I mean, is that a bad question? I mean, you don't have to answer that.
There were concerns regarding the handling of ethical treatment of children and directives that were given that are inconsistent with public and mental health code that licensed therapists must uphold to retain their licensure. And thank you for asking, because nobody has asked us that question yet.
I mean, is there,
Is this LMAS directed, like they're told to do things they're not legally
Right.
allowed to do?
if we don't, that's what I said, I'm
Yeah.
glad you came.
Yeah.
If we don't know that, we don't,
Right, but we did give it to the appointed commissioners and nobody asked the question. We have been seeking support and seeking resolution for this since September of 2025 in a thread of emails, which I believe you all received.
could you go to an LMAS meeting?
Could we go to, we have already addressed LMAS directly. That did not meet with anything. A lot of lobbying and advocacy has taken place prior to us coming to the board.
Okay.
Multiple levels, like multiple letters, multiple emails with evidence-based treatment, with SAMHSA guidelines, with all the guidelines that we have to follow as therapists in the treatment of vulnerable children, which deserve extra care and protection under the law. So that never was addressed internally. So we came to the board looking for help, and it seems like a double systems failure, if you will.
And as you know, it's a 4-county board.
Correct.
We have,
We couldn't even get them to be open on Fridays.
yeah, we can't even get them to
Yeah.
be open on Fridays. We
Right.
just had that shot down.
Right.
We were the only 2 that
Yeah.
voted yes, the other 6 voted no, so.
Yeah.
And I'm not a professional, I'm not a healthcare professional, but if you have questions, I'd be glad to bring them up at the board, that board, at the meeting, and to put it out there in public what their answers are.
So do you attend the board meetings at LMAS,
Yes.
District Health Department? Okay. So you're asking us to give questions to bring to the board, pointed questions?
My big question too was, why did this many people leave?
That's exactly what your hope would be investigated, because of the unethical directives that were given to the providers who could not, in good faith, proceed with what they were being asked to do.
Is that a legal thing?
It is tied to Michigan.
I think your thought right now is to take it back with you to the LMAS board, which is probably where it belongs to begin with,
I
because
believe so.
I'm gonna guess that we're gonna have to touch on information that we as a county board should not be privy to, at least until it's,
I think what she's getting at is LMAS didn't do squat.
So
She's
there,
coming to the people that
yeah, there's no, there's
oversee
no
LMAS.
governance, like what we asked for was not being addressed, was not being solved, but there was zero accountability. So we said we have to escalate this to the next level, which is what we did.
We can, like I said, if you have a question, we can bring it up to the board, but like I said, the last things that we bring up, we get shot down. We're only 2 of 8 for our county.
Marquette's
Well,
what?
all 8
There's
no
of
Marquette's
the
not
commissioners that were appointed for all the counties were
Right.
part of the email.
I know, but we're Alger County, we can
Right.
only,
And so
Speak
what
for
I,
us.
what I was asking was, because we hadn't seen anybody questioning or even trying to have dialogue with us as the 5 clinicians who left, like, what else can we do other than, well, maybe the 2 appointed commissioners don't really care, maybe they don't wanna be part of the health board, that's what we're left with assuming, right? And so what I'm coming to you with is there anybody else who would better serve on the Board of Health who could ask these questions?
And I guess I have a question to follow up to that, and that is it not the Board of Health's duty to ask questions when licensed professionals come as a group and present concerns? Because there was a string of emails that were sent, like I said, beginning in September of 2025. And never once did anybody reach out and ask, like, what is happening? Like, the question that you just asked today is the first question I've ever had in a year.
I
about what's
appreciate it, I
And
would
I appreciate that
love
too.
to sit down and have dialogue with the commissioners who are on the board and lay out exactly what had happened, what transpired over the course of months.
well, we can have I'll get your number, we can have a special meeting sometime if you guys wanna sit down.
But as he brought up, even if
Yeah.
this board comes to
Right.
a strong opinion,
Absolutely.
we can't make them do anything. So just so you guys know that we can't, this is gonna fix the problems because we're the minority vote in a larger system. At the end of the day,
And-
we
and I-
can send a demand letter and it gets as far as our last one, which was,
The doors are
So-
still shut
so-
Friday.
not saying we're for or against you, but even if we're all green lights, we don't control that system, we're
Yeah,
not.
and I think this is an important point to add, and I do understand what you're saying, and I fully recognize that this is just one county of the 4 counties, right? And I am not opposed to going to and driving an hour to go to every single board to talk on behalf of children, because children are a public trust, and they should matter to every single one of us sitting in this room. And if nobody's gonna have a voice for them, then I will and my colleagues will. There are 5 of us that continue to advocate for children at various levels, through the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, throughout the state.
So
I
we
don't
got
think,
5 of you in Alger County.
no, 5 of us
No,
together
I'm from
across.
Elder County, and then Rachel Harmon in Elder County.
Yeah.
But we were
Well-
all on the LMA, we all worked for LMA.
I think that's public comment kinda pushing, into the discussion, but.
And I did wanna add one little comment here that I think is really relevant to Alger County. In 2024, Alger County had 874 mental health visits within their high school. Those were all done by my colleague Melissa Carlson. That was triple the amount of visits that took place in other counties. I think that speaks for itself.
Do we know
That
why that
the
is,
mental health need here is tremendous. We have thousands of children within a 4-district catchment area that went without services for almost an entire year.
Well, I think that's a committee meeting
Yeah.
discussion, not a, but thank you.
Yeah.
You guys can be around later, for the whole meeting, or?
Sure,
Okay, I'll get with you after that.
thank you.
you're gonna kick them out at the end.
Well, then I get the information now. Yeah.
I have Melissa's, is that the number that I would contact you at?
Yep.
And then Wendy, we can contact you through her.
Absolutely.
Okay, so yeah,
No problem.
we got that.
Thank you.
No more public comment? Okay, number 5, agenda. We fine with the agenda?
Move to approve the agenda as printed.
I like your wording.
We had some more incidents.
Yeah. Do we have a second?
I'll support.
Discussion? None, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, on pass. Consent agenda, A through I.
No.
L, looks like an I.
L, yeah. Somebody was playing with it.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Do we have a second?
I'll support.
Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Minutes from committee of the whole of June 8th and the Board of Commissioner meeting June 15th.
I read them, but I wasn't here, so I'm not making that one.
Do we have a motion? I'll make a motion to accept.
On both of them?
Yeah.
I'll support that.
Who made the motion? Okay, thank you.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Passed. Title III, A and B. Have a motion on that?
Yeah, it's just the two attachments, right? The
Yep,
same
A and B.
80-20 split that we've
Yep.
been doing?
It's called 100%.
It's 100%.
100%.
Right.
Because we do the 80-20 plus we get 40-some thousand for Title
Right.
III.
Yeah.
Yep.
With the 100%.
80% for the schools?
There's some road stuff in there too, isn't there?
20% goes to township for schools, or for roads.
For roads.
Schools and roads get 80. Gets us the most money.
Yeah.
I would make the motion to approve the allocation for the Secure Rural School Act payment and for the fiscal year 2026 report of funding distribution for the same.
A and B?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll second.
Discussion? I got any questions?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those will be answered in closed session, right?
The next,
Different thing, yeah.
number 8, pass. Number 9, affirm approving memorandum of understanding, chief deputy, register of deeds position. And I think we went to the,
Yeah, we pulled it out. We wanted it to be separate just in case anybody had any more questions, but I think we answered.
everything.
Those of us that were here had our questions answered, so that's why it hasn't.
We'll go back to that, I gotta go last.
But it's basically a short-term measure and we'll try and get it completely corrected come contract negotiations. But this allows us to get the maximum amount of time to train the new person while Carmen's still here. So we don't just lose all that knowledge.
I think when we went with the first date,
Yeah, whatever got us like 32 days.
I got it, where was it?
Before or after that. It was like 32 days.
Right there. The August 17th
Start date?
start date?
Yeah. This is for the memorandum of understanding though,
Oh,
with the
yeah.
hybrid of the, still kind of part of the union, but kind of part of,
Didn't we do that right on the consent agenda under C?
Yeah, that was the one I'm looking at, but
this
this
is the
is.
start date, yes.
That's the start date. This is, it's a letter with the union.
Well, this is the union.
Yeah, the MOU to, the biggest thing was that the vacation time stays as was agreed to in the collective bargaining. Even though eventually this position, we're gonna try and take it out of the union because that's not where it belongs.
Eventually, you want it out of it.
Correct.
Right.
But for the moment,
It's our compromise.
this is our compromise to keep the wheels moving instead of grinding to a halt.
This is the one position that the state mandates us to have as a chief deputy. You got a motion?
Move to approve the MOU for the chief deputy register of deeds.
Do you have a second?
Does that coincide with C then?
Yes, they go together.
I'll second it. Do we have any questions, comments, discussion?
I'm good.
I'm good, I guess.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now number 10, unfortunately, we gotta do closed session, so we gotta ask you to leave for.
Did we run out?
Joel sent me a message
Yeah, I'll
stating
make
that,
the motion.
yeah,
Good.
motion.
We gotta have a motion.
I'll make a motion that we the board moves into closed session pursuant to MCL 15.268 subparagraph E. And that we,
Can I get that signed thing from you before you leave for our union that you just approved?
Do we have it?
the MOU,
Yeah, that was in last week's packet.
I know, I do have a copy of it.
Oh, it was. If I can just get it this week,
Yeah,
I just- that's
I'll
what
put
I
it in your box
thank you.
tonight. If I, yeah, I'll put it in your, I'll slide it in your door.
That sounds good. Thank you.
still need a second.
Pictures the right for.
Yeah.
Still need a second on the motion on the table, guys.
Yep.
I'll make, yeah.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
It's been a week.
Who seconded it?
White
White
second.
seconded also.
Get out of my.
Okay, we are in closed, going in closed session.
We gotta turn off the hoot hoot.
Yeah, just gotta stop the recording.
Ooh, oh, more cookies.
If you really wanted to stay, I would've included you, but I was pretty sure you didn't really care to stay for
Oh,